Good afternoon here on KM Activities, your home for the Comets. I'm Joel McCall. It's Wednesday. Wednesdays mean interview days. Addie, today is Wednesday, just so you know. She thought it was Thursday. We have two seniors with us from the girls soccer program, Addie Evans and Amber Schultz. Unfortunately, Taylor Ludvigson could not be here. So, yes, I'm sure of that. I'm going to turn their microphone on in just a moment. I'll echo if I talk at the same time, so I'm going to turn that off until we get started. But Evans is a senior. She plays mainly middle and forward. Schultz is mainly a forward. And then they played last night, lost to Byron 2-0. Girls overall are 4-3-2. I'm going to turn that microphone on now. This has been an experience for me sitting here for the last 5 minutes. These girls have been nothing but giggling and laughing, and they seem to have a great time. And I wanted to go to that first of all, because you are seniors. What is the team dynamic like this year, and how are you guys trying to be leaders?
Honestly, we're just having a lot of fun, and the team chemistry has been really great.
Yeah, and we're not taking our game. We are taking our games for we're not taking our games for granted. We're playing every game like it's our last because we never know when our last game's gonna be. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know there was a lot of questions coming into the season. Was the off season about the same though for both of you?
Yeah. So I know a lot of clubs we started and then you couldn't always finish, or it was weird, or there's a big break. It was just a really weird dynamic. I don't know.
Yeah. My club, it got we had practices, but otherwise we didn't really do anything else, and so I didn't do much off season because of COVID.
Well, I know that both of you are probably disappointed from last night's game, losing to Byron and 2-0, and you tied them the last time 2-2. Had a really physical game against Stewartville last Friday too. What's it been like all season long, just playing that competition? And I'm sure that everybody's been trying to win every game, and especially in the HVL. I think there must have been about 12 ties so far in the entire conference. So what's the game's been like?
Overall it's been really competitive. Every team is playing it's their last, because it could be. And it's just really good competition throughout.
Yeah. And it's just been really fun playing Stewartville, Lourdes, and Byron, because they're all more challenging teams. So it's just fun to be more competitive and play more at our level.
Yeah, I definitely believe that, because I think the conference as a whole is just super tough. And as you said, playing against Lourdes and then seeing Stewartville, Byron. Schultz, I'm going to start with you, because I talked to Coach Soderberg during the off season and right before season started, and he said if there's one girl that's made one giant leap, it's probably Amber Schultz. So talk about your game and how you've developed it, and how you went from pretty much a role player last year and now you're a starter.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I guess my confidence is I've gained a lot more confidence, and I've been more aggressive, and just in my senior year, that really played a role in it, just knowing that it's my last year and not knowing when my last game is going to be. So yeah, it just boosted my level, I guess.
Yeah, and I know you talked about the off season, so you played in the club. I mean, how did that help you?
Well, I did a few practices when it first began, but then after there was a huge break, and then they did a few practices, but otherwise my team didn't really have a lot of practices or any scrimmages or anything. So I honestly didn't do much off season besides our open soccers and just our camp and stuff. Yeah,
I knew that the teams had gotten together, and for you, you had a goal against Pine Islands and Rhoda Mazeppa that tied the game. So far this season, you have 3 on the year. Do you have a favorite? Do you remember some of your goals for this year so far?
Probably my first city goal. That was my favorite goal. It was really nice.
Well, and I wrote down for my notes when it comes to Evans, I would consider you a steady Eddie, and you have no idea what that means. But that's okay. Some of our listeners will. Every day you bring that energy. Been on varsity for how many years now?
3.
Did you start as a freshman?
No, I didn't start, but I played halfway up through the year.
So essentially 3.5 years. 3.5 years on varsity. 4 goals this season. You had a hat trick versus Triton. I'm going to ask you the same thing. How about a favorite goal first of all?
Probably against Triton, where I dribbled through some people and then just shot it.
I remember the Byron score that you had here.
I forgot about that. No, that one actually.
Okay, I was going to say the corner kick
I forgot about that
against
one.
Byron. I figured for sure that would be it. Well, tell me about just getting involved in soccer, how you became such a solid player.
Well, I've been playing since I was a little kid, along with I was on the same team as about half of the starters now, and it was actually two of their dads that's coached the team, and so we've all been playing together forever. And then I just always thought of soccer as an escape, so whenever I was stressed, I'd go up and just shoot and get my mind off things.
Yeah, I get that, and especially from. I'm just glad you had a season. I'm sure you're thinking the same thing because you probably would have been a lot more stressed if you didn't.
Oh yeah.
Well, they sit at 4-3-2. Let me turn the tables away from soccer for a moment. How about other activities, organizations, sports that you're in? Amber, I'll start with you.
First?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do many other things, but me and Addie actually are both basketball managers. So yeah, but otherwise I've been in AFS, SAD, and that's about it that I can think of off the top of my head.
What's a FS, or did you say FSA?
AFS.
It's AFS, pardon me.
For the foreign exchange students.
Oh, okay. What do you do with that?
Yeah, it's just you know more about it because she's actually hosted.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just kind of like a group where you can interact with more international people and get a better understanding of cultures, and you have volunteer opportunities where you can do a lot with it.
Okay.
Yes.
And then tell me your other organizations and sports that you're in.
Okay.
Might be a long list.
Yeah. So obviously soccer, basketball manager, track, and then I have been in SAD, STARS, Big Brothers Big Sisters, National Honor Society.
Oh, I'm in that too.
There we go. See? It all comes spinning back after a while.
4-H. I've been in a play. I'm doing the programs for the play.
We get it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't.
I mean, how do you find the time to do everything, though? Honestly.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I was gonna
stresses
say.
me out.
Well, with all the, I'm gonna highlight. You said 4-H. I want to go back.
Well, that was a long time.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all
Well,
right.
I
What do
quit
you?
freshman year.
Okay, SAD. SAD is something
yes.
you're still in. Tell me about that then.
Well, I don't know.
What is it? What is
Oh,
SAD?
It's Students Against Destructive Decisions, and basically you just you go and you just think of activities that you can do throughout the school to help spread awareness to things like drunk driving, and especially around prom and big events where I know they did the mock crash. I don't.
Oh yeah, we never had to see
Yeah,
that.
I don't
Yeah.
know what they're doing with that.
Okay.
now. But
Yeah.
just things like that to spread awareness of things.
Is that all students that are in that
Yeah,
organization
so it's
too?
student, but then there's a leader.
Okay,
Advisor.
perfect.
Yep, that's weird.
Well, you have 2 games left. You play PEM on Monday. I'll be here for that. And then you play again against Stewartville the following Friday, so a week from this coming Friday.
Coming, everyone come.
Yep,
Okay,
please
so
come.
I want to go to that. Now, most of the time, soccer's not getting the incredible highlight of being under the lights and having homecoming. How excited are you that you get, essentially the week is for you guys, the guys and the girls.
I'm
Excited.
excited, but it's stressful.
Yeah, I feel there's a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I'm really excited
Mhm.
because for once in our all of our high
Life.
school and life
Life.
basically, soccer actually has the spotlight, and specifically girls soccer where we're
Yeah.
playing the 7:00 game, which is
Mhm.
main event.
Main event. But yeah, we're excited. Hopefully
Yeah.
we'll get a win. We'll get a win.
Yes, first you play Stewartville. That as you called it. I even wrote it down. I think I have it written right there. Friday night main event.
Oh.
And I even wrote that down in my notes. Addie, I'm going to go to you first. How about family? Tell me about your family, your siblings, parents. I want to know all the details.
So my parents, Amy and Dave. I have a sister named Mackenzie, but she goes to college in Bemidji. I think she's actually coming home for the homecoming. I'm not really sure.
How much older is she than you?
She's 2 years older than me.
Okay. What's she studying?
Accounting. I had to think about that.
Amber?
Okay, so I have my mom and dad, Susan and Bob. I have a younger brother named Trenton. He is in 8th grade, and I have an older brother, Ryan, and he is in Duluth right now, and he works at a hospital doing X-ray tech stuff,
Okay.
something like that.
So it must be a pretty sizable gap
Yeah,
between the two.
He's I don't know how many years older, but he's 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, about 7, 8, 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. You have a younger brother. You said. Does he play sports too?
Yeah, he's in baseball. I think that would be it.
Okay. And then for the two of you, future plans. You are seniors after all. You'll graduate when it comes to May. So where are you headed off to next?
Well, I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I know I want to major in psychology, and that's all about what I know right now. But right now we're just like in the applying process, and yeah.
Yeah, just figuring out where that letter of acceptance will come from, I
Yeah.
guess. You already said you were going to Harvard.
Oh.
That's why you wore the shirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty sure that's what she told me before we
No.
started.
Big Harvard
Uh,
girl.
Addie?
I really struggle with making decisions. But I think I'm majoring in one of like 4 things: industrial design, architecture, architectural engineering, or civil engineering, and I'm going to college really far away.
Really far away. You just
like
don't know
really far.
Are
I
you-
don't know where.
I don't know.
where. Okay.
I've narrowed it down to 15.
15.
Yeah.
What's the furthest away you might go out of those colleges?
I have no idea. I think there's one in like, there's some in Texas, California.
So yeah, you're.
One in Seattle, maybe.
Oh, don't go there. You'll never see the sun.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
So you
14
should
then.
just wipe that off right away. All right. Well, it's been so much fun watching you girls, and I got to cover a lot of games last year. I'll get to cover 2 more, and then you'll go into sections. So hopefully I'll be there for those. Congratulations on all the success. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you.
See, I made it
you.
easy on you. All right, that's Amber Schultz and then Addie Evans. We're going to continue our interviews, though. Kasson boys soccer is going to send 2 up here. I don't even know who they are, so I'm going to have all kinds of notes that I'm going to have to write frantically so we can get those interviews in as well. As we talked about with the girls, they'll be against PEM here at KM Telecom Stadium. That's on Monday at 7 p.m. We'll broadcast that one if you can't get here on KM Activities. And then the Friday night homecoming against Stewartville. It is a double header. Boys are at 5, girls are at 7. Wednesday interviews continue here on KM Activities, your home for the Comets. I'm Joel McCall. Thanks for tuning in.